EmKay, one question haunts and hurts.
Too much to mention.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to Top Oz Fandom Podcast, Down the Yellow Brick Pod, in our 7th season. Too much to mention because we are still at it. I'm Tara.
And I'm EmKay, and we are your royal custodians meets Connie and Carla of Oz, preserving and peeling back the curtain on the wonderful world located somewhere over the rainbow and its perseverance in culture.
Join us tossing open our textbooks and grimoires as we fall down fresh new rabbit holes this season.
You may find us hanging out with Elphaba's granddaughter in Gregory Maguire's Another Day series.
Or taking a detour, second star to the right and straight on to morning.
Or chasing Judy Garland-size rainbows.
Or perhaps providing our L. Frank to be exact, analysis of Wicked for Good. Don't be offended.
In addition, we will also be conducting interviews with Ozian delights in our Slipperhood, Good Witch, and Masters Behind the Curtain series. Stay tuned for a magical lineup of guests.
The Wizard of Oz has been with us like so many of you since our earliest of memories, and now in adulthood, it's gotten us through some frightening times. And friends, we have such faith that it will continue to do so.
Off the pod, please say hi to us on Instagram and TikTok, and consider joining our Patreon Pod Squad if you haven't already. Exclusive content and community events and bonus giveaways, oh my! We live to spoil our Patreon fam, and they are the first to receive all official Down the YBP updates, including discounts to live shows, merch, and our annual retreat. Sign up today with a free week trial at any tier. Your support makes the pod's dreams that we dared to dream really do come true.
Now, may the world of Oz continue to be a bewitching escape in bewildering years, nostalgic and nuanced, and keep on changing us for good. To Oz, EmKay.
To Oz. Nate Hallett is a licensed clinical social worker and lifelong Oz fan from Buffalo, New York. Originally introduced to America's favorite fairyland through the classic MGM film, Nate's love of Oz deepened when he discovered the musical and novel of Wicked. For over 20 years, he's dissected the characters and world of Wicked, constantly fascinated by the psychology and relationships that bring the story to life. When not skipping down the yellow brick road, he is the proud owner of a private practice that specializes in trauma therapy and enjoys spending time with his husband, pets, family, and friends. Well, here we go. We've got on the cover, and this is the illustration that we don't have from the Wicked years, like the little keyhole that we're used to, but
it's a
we
different
have
illustrator
this...
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who's our illustrator?
It is, and you could actually watch him designing this cover on YouTube. There's a really cool video.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yes. Scott McCowan.
Scott McCowan.
Jacket design and case illustration.
If you have the hardcover, it has a slip.
Yes.
Oh,
This is annoying me as I read.
That's
but yes.
cool.
It is annoying to hold when you're reading, so I think I just literally took it off while I was reading, but that's where you can get like the full image of it.
Oh, I see.
Rain and
I've got
the Brides.
paperback. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Iskanari.
Iskanari, and obviously the architecture definitely calls to mind like Athens.
Oh yeah.
You know, and all the
Rain
brides. Rain is fierce. Look at this dress with the belts and the like.
I love her
crisscross
expression.
up top.
We also get to
model.
see her face, which is different than Elphaba. We never see Elphaba's face
Yes.
in the Wicked illustration. We only get the lower half. We only get her
Right.
nose and her chin, but we get the
Yeah.
full Rain experience.
The full Rain. I bought my copy at the All Things Oz Museum, and it has a little slip signed by Gregory.
Is there not a map in the paperback?
Mine has a map.
I have
Mine
no
has
It
a
map.
does
map.
have a map.
I have no map, guys. No map.
Oh!
No map.
Well, basically,
So sad.
before
That's
the
actually
map-
crazy. I have a hardcover copy. There's no
Yeah,
map.
that is kind of weird. Yeah, the map, I mean, over on the left it has High Cora, the Thalissic Wood, Lomar to the
Mm-hmm.
left, and then Maracoor Abiding's in the middle, the Maracoor Crown, the Sea of Mara is there, island colonies lie to the east, twice the width of the sea pictured here, Maracoor Spot, and it's like zoomed in. There's an archipelago. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
And then the Great Northern Isle. So yeah, that is our map
Oh my
there.
gosh, beautiful. I think it's in another one of the books that I have, but it's not in
That's
this
wild.
text. Yeah, it
That's
looks like your
weird.
book. My thing's on blur. It looks like your
Interesting.
book, Nate. So I'm wondering what happened here.
What happened
Yeah,
here?
because mine are
Maybe
the
it's a
end
different
papers,
printing?
but
Yeah, no end
maybe.
papers for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we get we get four quotes. No, three quotes. This rough magic I here abjure, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. From The Tempest by William Shakes. An ending is no more than a point in sequence, a snip of the cutting shears. Benedict kissed Beatrice at last, but 10 years later? And Elsinore the following spring? John Fowles, the Magus. And then Rain, Rain, go away, come again another day.
So Rain's story is not
Traditional.
done. That's what I'm getting from these quotes. And also, is
Nope.
Rain
Yeah.
welcomed or not? That's like what I wrote down immediately before reading it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just love that another day is literally from Come Again Another Day. Like that's
Come
just
again
where,
another day.
That's the
Yeah.
trilogy name. So
Yeah.
Wild. And then we're into part one, and we have this illustration of a hand holding a
The
key,
key, the
in
key.
the sky with the looks like the island there as well. I love the like the font of part one. It's very like
Yes.
medieval looking.
hmm
In our first chapter, the Brides of Maracoor with a broom underneath it. I absolutely love it. Sing me, O Muse, the unheroic morning. And so we basically start out with just like zooming in on this island, knowing that Rain is there. We don't know anything else. And then we know that there's 7 brides. And it pretty much starts with their little salt scrubbing ritual, which really irks me to read. And they're like weaving the nets, which is weaving time. And it's a very painful process. Like their feet are bleeding, and then they dip it in like salt water, which is going to
Yeah.
be quite painful.
We just get
Um,
Cassie's innocence right away. Like she has
Cassie is
questions
so
upon questions, and
young.
she cries through this,
Yes.
and they have no answers for her questions. They just kind of let her ask.
She
Yeah.
doesn't do her own feet. I think other people do it for her
They're like,
do
we'll
it yet.
help
because
you.
she's so young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ow. I'm like holding my feet right now.
Ow. No, when I was reading it, I was like, this is really tough for me. Was Maracoor Spot
Mutilation
beautiful?
for no reason. Like it really is like for no reason.
They're
We come
truly
to
like,
find out, it literally is just
this
do
is
this
just
thing.
tradition.
And I'm like, are we thinking like it's maybe like something that was imposed like as a joke from men, or like, oh, they can't run if their feet are really scarred?
I mean, it definitely
Can't swim away.
sounds like it,
Boy.
right? Yeah. Was Maracoor Spot beautiful? The brides who lived there couldn't say. It was the only home they'd ever known. No one had ever left except in death. Standards of beauty, like those of truth or justice, are arrived at by the practice of making comparisons. Another word for poverty of choice is innocence. They do seem they do have an innocence about them just because this is the only world they've ever known. These are the only choices they have. This is the only political system they know of.
The daily wounds.
Yeah. Cassie, I just love. I feel like she's really taken under the wing of Helia, is her kind of like, guide. I'm
I
here for
love their
you.
relationship at first.
At
At
first.
first.
I
At
thought
And
it
then
was
later
really
on, it's
sweet.
like, what's going on here? Why are you throwing her under the bus?
No, Helia basically uses her hate of Mirka
Yeah.
to like use Cassie to
So
murder.
I loved how Helia spoke, and the deeper we get into the book, the note that I wrote was basically Helia was giving Madame Morrible vibes, where she, like the scene in Wicked
yes.
where she has Elphaba, Glinda, Nessa Rose trapped in her office, and she's like giving them instruction that ends up coming into fruition. That was very Helia like guiding. I felt like Cassie was being indoctrinated by Helia.
Yes. Yeah.
to do
completely.
Helia's bidding, essentially. But then Helia still got to be like, I didn't do anything.
Yes, you're very right. So it's Cassie who first sees this figure. She's like, is it a dolphin? But dolphins don't usually come into this part. And she obviously it's Rain, it's Skinnery. And Cassie is kind of like, there's this moment where she's like, Cassie wasn't sure what she hoped more, that the sodden human castaway was a male or wasn't. Interesting. But come to find out, Rain is closer to the age of Skrilla, the second youngest bride of Maracoor. So she's closer to like Cassie's age. She's this younger figure, which is why I think Cassie feels this like affinity towards her.
Oh,
And
you
then
mentioned
basically,
Skrilla is menstruating, right? And that's like been causing. She's
She
gotten her
just
first
recently
sleep,
started, I
and
think,
she's changing.
menstruating.
She's temporal.
Yeah.
there's a lot of moments throughout this book of like menstruation and what happens
Cassie's
when you
super afraid of it.
are, and yeah.
She calls it something crazy. I'll see if I
Well,
underlined
because
it.
no one really explains it to Cassie either. Like, Cassie knows it's a thing that happens, but no one
Yeah.
really
Secret
talks
wound.
to her
Why?
about it. The
The
secret,
secret
wound.
wound. That's what she calls it. Yeah.
The secret wound. Oh my gosh.
She's like, I don't want it to happen to me.
Yeah, Cassie's what, like 12?
10. No,
10?
people keep incorrectly saying that. I listened to another review. They're like, she's 12. I'm like, he says 10.
She's 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I
the
couldn't
idea
remember,
is
but
like they're all kind of like
But it's
there's
out in
7 of them,
publications,
so it's different generations. So like
Different
you have to assume
generations,
that
yeah.
like Cassie's about 10, Skrilla's a little bit
Helia's
older, like she's
coming
not
on
20, but like
Like
Helia's like
18.
yeah. They're women at all the different life
20s,
stages,
30s, 40s.
which
Yeah.
yeah, Skrilla's probably
if
like
they-
14 or something. Like, she's still close, I
Yeah.
think, to her age. She's just
If
getting
they-
And then
ever-
Rain, 18-ish, we're saying.
if they ever
Yeah.
do a mini series of this, which would happen maybe in like 50 years, but like great vehicle for a lot of like actresses of different
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
Like, that
Women
could,
Talking was so
like-
good.
like
Like,
a
get
great
Meryl in there.
like a great touchstone.
Frances
Oh,
McDermott.
Meryl is Helia.
Frances.
Ooh,
Get Jane Fonda.
Oh my God, Frances would be Merca.
yes.
Oh my God, that'd be so
Not
good.
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda.
Jane
Lily
Fonda would be more.
Tomlin.
She's more Helia age, I think, now at this point.
Yeah, I think it'd be her and Meryl.
They are up
Her
there.
Meryl.
Oh, that'd be
Ooh,
so
no,
good.
I change it. I want Jane. I want Jane as Helia.
Love Jane. Or Christine Baranski.
Honestly,
throw her in
just
there.
take the cast of women talking and put them into this film. Honestly, it would
in.
work.
Give
They're
me
like,
Claire
hey,
Foy as
we're doing
Cleante.
a
Young girl.
similar
So the
film.
young, they have like on their council when they're making the like, what do we do? There are like teenagers who've been raped, like they've
Yeah.
been through it, so they're there. They have them offer their 2 cents. Like, they don't exclude them from it,
Wow. Yeah.
which is beautiful
That's
in a way,
wild.
you know. But like the ages of Cassie and Skrilla.
Totally. Well, Cassie and Mirka are the ones at first who are like, what should we do? Now there's this figure here, and then they also are like, there's a goose. The goose has given up on the human. She's probably dead. And this is when Rain really starts to obviously like she's there, but she's not fully kind of conscious or awake. She's just very wet. And this is where
Yeah.
they first discover that she's green. Because I think at first, I mean, even I
Call her
knew
Greenie.
it was about her, but I was like, is that her? Because we don't know. We don't know her skin color yet. So once they're like, oh, Greenie, what's up with her skin?
Which made me think of Ariana in the fight scene with Cynthia being like, come here,
Come on,
Greenie.
Greenie.
Oh my God, so cute. I love it.
Yeah.
But they aren't really like, oh, there's no, because they're not a part of the Oz world, so they're not like, oh wow, she's related to Elphaba or there's anything bad about her skin color.
It's amazing. She gets a
They're
blank
kind of
slate.
just like,
Yeah.
okay. And
Okay,
even when
she's foreign.
Iskenary talks, they're like, oh, he talks.
They are unsure what to do with her, but no one kills her.
No.
No, they really
no
are just like kind of, side-eyeing a little bit. Like, what should we do
Yeah.
here? And then they're like, should we do anything? And they know that Lucycles is on his way, or like that he's probably going to come. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
But there's been a
Should we
storm.
hide her? Should we just bring her out and show her?
I guess we haven't really talked about the storm that's happened for like almost a week. And that's
There
like
was a
obviously,
storm that happened.
I
Yes.
didn't mention in my bullets, but we're led to believe the Grimoire making its impact into the ocean has set off this magical catastrophe in this world. Like
Storm.
it's
Yeah.
reawakening
Well, because Rain's
things.
basically dropped this magical weapon of mass destruction into the
Yes.
ocean.
Right, like
And now it's having all of this
Repercussions.
these
effect
It's
on
effects.
there.
rippling
It's,
out. Yes.
right.
So
yeah.
Because that's
massive
the
storm.
question they have where they're like, is the storm that ruined our town the
Mhm.
same that like brought rain to this island? Like, are they one and the same?
And I think
You know,
Iskaneri is the one who reveals her name to them. I think because they are able to communicate with him first
before rain.
before her. I really appreciate how Maguire takes the time to highlight that they don't quite understand each other because there's an accent differential.
Yeah.
And then later on, Lucicles is like, well, no, she's actually speaking the same language as us, but her accent is just different. You're just not used to it because you've only ever been on the
You've
island.
only heard,
You've only
each
heard
other.
your specific accent because
Yeah.
Right.
they all learned to speak from other brides, so they wouldn't
And also
be
just
as
like
well
Cassie
versed.
is like there's a little bit of like I wrote Vendela Bergman energy on her too from Spring Awakening.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she just like how Vendela just wants to feel something and then that's
Hmm.
what gets her into like the situation that gets her into in
Yeah.
Spring Awakening. Cassie just wants to
Mm.
witness
Love Spring
something
Awakening.
that isn't just the day-to-day
Hmm.
scrapings
She's
and the
bored.
meditative acts she's doing. She wants to know about what is death. Like and that's
Hmm.
going to be a
She
part
has
of her
these
journey
big
too.
questions.
Yeah, like she's just and like seeing this green girl come out of nowhere, it's super exciting. And then the
Yeah.
boy later, it's like
And then the boy, she's
like
so into
she's just
him.
so like everything is kind of ignited.
It's complicated feelings for her as well because she's excited that Rain's here, but then she's also like, but wait, if Rain's here, does that mean I'm not going to get a baby of my own to raise? Because she wants to
Yeah, they
raise
raise
the next
babies at a
bride
very
baby
young
when,
age. The
yeah.
bride baby. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a lot of complexity. And even they're like, well, now are we just going to have 8 brides? There's always
Hmm.
only been 7. Like, what should we do?
The
Our
world will
order,
be
yeah, is
out
the
of
world
whack.
going to be ruined and it's our fault? And so Cassie's kind of like, as Rain is becoming more conscious and like walking around and looking at the bride, she's like, I wonder what we look like to her. Like, what are her thoughts? And our order of like authority slash age is Helia, Mirka, Tur, Bray, Cleompte,
Hmm.
Skirilla, Cassiana, Cassie. So that's our order.
Bray reminds me of Hodor in Game of Thrones.
Yes. And
Like
also,
she's simpler, but
yeah.
like such a love,
Yeah.
And she's like,
bigger.
Maguire leaves it vague on purpose,
Yeah.
but like Bray and Tyr are very like connected to each other because they actually came to the island at the same time
No
because
one's sure who's older. Yeah,
they don't know
or
who's
younger.
older, but they're very connected to each other and like they're kind of like treated as twins, but also kind of like romantic partners as well. Like I don't think the
I feel like
relationship is
partners.
sexual, but
Yeah,
like you
and they feel
have like
besties, a
Bray like
duo.
like leans on Tyr's shoulder and like plays with her hair and like it's very intimate and they all just kind of are like, yeah, that's Bray and Tyr. Like that's who they are.
Well, also, this is just
Yeah.
naturally what happens with like any kind of bigger group of
Yeah.
friends or women or communities. Like there's little divisions of who breaks off with each other. That's why I watched something recently that talks about like the toxicity of three, because obviously
Mm.
threes can't break
Yeah.
up. So there's always a
Yeah.
lot of problems to be found within
In groups
trios
of
because
3.
usually two
2
start
are
to go
closer.
and there's one who's like ostracized. Often that happens.
It's a hard
Yeah.
group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stick to
But this
even
is like
numbers.
very natural what is happening with them.
100%. But yeah, it does say Cassie at age 10 is ready for her own baby, which is wild.
Girl, you ain't.
Oh, girl, you ain't. And so then obviously they're like, oh my gosh, today is the day. Lucicles, bring the keys. Free us, please, Lucicles. And his hound, Kerr. They know that he's coming and they're like, what? Maybe he doesn't count. Maybe he doesn't know how to count. And they're like, you're stupid. Of course, he comes here to count us. Like, what are you
This
talking
is one
about?
job.
That's like his literal one job. And Cassie, this is of course where she's already trying to like, she feels an affinity towards Rain. And I think Rain
He
feels
says
an affinity towards
Her
coffee.
calendar of memory had been hijacked by the castaway, life before and life after the arrival of human Spindrift.
Oh, human
Like her life
spindrift.
has completely changed with Rain.
Yeah. I mean, this is a total
I
before and after of her life.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, I marked this in the book just because I was like, oh my gosh, um, we all have our things that are life before and life after, and like
Yes.
this is very much Rain's or not Rain's, Cassie's
Cassie's.
first kind of seeing of that.
Yeah.
That's kind of ripping up the rhythm that she's been in.
Yes, 100%. All right, we're on to Lucidles. He's the minor adjutant to the House of Balances of Maracoor abiding. His son is nearly 13, which his son is actually 13. Later on, he's like, "You're
This is a
12."
minor
And he's
role.
like, "No, I'm 13."
That comments so much on how
How,
boys are boys and girls are women.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. But also how detached it feels like Lucidles, like he doesn't even know his kids' ages because he's not there all
He's
the
Michael Corleone,
time.
Corleone from The Godfather. We talk about
Yeah,
this all the time.
yeah,
Michael Corleone apparently runs a mob and does all these heinous things to protect his family, and then he ends up divorcing from his wife.
yeah.
He ends up murdering his brother in The
Right.
Godfather,
It's like you're
spoiler
doing all
alert.
of this
Um,
for your family, and
so it's like,
yet,
what are you
yeah,
doing,
yeah.
actually? I was thinking about that.
His daughters are Powena and Star, who are 8 and 5. And then, of course, his wife, Owena. So Powena and Owena. And then his mother-in-law. I forget her name. She has a funny
Mia
name.
Zafana.
Yeah, Mia Savannah, but they call her
Mama Nu.
Mama
Mama
Nu.
Nu! Mama Nu!
I
Please
love
welcome to
that.
the stage, Mama Nu.
Mama
Mama Nu!
Nu.
She's
So he's
great.
been on this journey, not just to Maracore Spot, but like around. He like has this
Yes.
whole month-long thing, and he's
It's the
kind of
last thing
over.
to do.
He's over it. He has this whole thing where he's like, "I'm gonna picture myself arriving home and how good it's gonna feel to see them and they're hugging me." And then this is where we find out, on his journey, he does sleep with other women, because he's away from his family, and then he does
Oh yeah, it's
arrive.
fine. Like
It's
totally
fine,
excuses.
like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to
I'm
do.
sure Oiana is
Oh, Rihanna's fine with it.
OEO. Yeah,
Um,
she's
OEO.
doing the same.
oh, and then he does arrive at Maracore Spot, and Kerr, his dog, is there, and Kerr's like running around, barking at Iscanary. And then everything's going wrong. Like he has this whole ritual that he does where it's like he says one
Hmm.
thing, they say one thing, he says one thing, and all of that is not happening. He's like, something is super weird going on here.
The vibe is
Um,
off.
the vibe is off, and then Rain is there, and he's like, "What's going on here?" And they're like, "We don't know. We have no idea what happened." And he talks privately with Helia, and he's like, "Hey, girl, give me the tea. Like, what happened here?" She's, and I think Helia is, oh yeah, because he's like, "You didn't mention that there would be a visitor, you know."
I remembered what I
Um,
was gonna say on Helia when
oh
Nate
yeah,
was
tell
talking about
us.
comparing her to Madame Morrible. I think what we're witnessing with Helia and like Madame Morrible too, it's like women who have been in abusive systems, they finally get a little drop of power, drop of something, and they
Yeah.
start kind of being corrupt by that
They're
tiny
like,
little drop
yay.
Hmm.
because they haven't had anything. They haven't had anything. They've been deprived.
Yeah,
So that's why I love when Rain goes to bat for Cassie. Like these women are making choices based off of what? What
right,
Hmm.
education? What experience? Like what do they know from right and wrong? And I feel
right.
like we have to remind ourselves Helia was once Cassie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was in the
We
same
always have to remind
position.
that. That's why I always get so annoyed when like, we're always talking about pro-life, the little baby that doesn't even exist yet. It's a embryo, it's a fetus inside of a body, but the mother, like she's done. Like we don't
Yeah.
think
Right.
about her at all. It's like she was once that fetus too. Like I'm just like
Yeah.
we all come from that.
We
Why
all
are we
have been
forgetting?
through the life before this moment.
Forgetting.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
Amnesia.
We all have
Rain.
amnesia. Helia is kind of over it. She's like, just go have your lunch, be on your way. Like, we're fine with
She's trying to
this.
control him.
Maybe it's our duty. Like, maybe we've been waiting for this moment for Rain to be here, and like, she's more open to it.
She's
But
using her spiritual nature to try to like kind of
she's
persuade
like,
him.
this has been ordained. And
Yes, yeah,
so
yeah,
he
very
basically
much.
does. He's like, okay, I guess I leave. Um, and But I think he has some hesitancy of like, I really don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't bring her with me. He's also really, I think, selfishly just wants to get home and like be done with this. He's like, well,
End of his day.
yeah, clock out.
It is 4:55, and he is
That's a big
ODD out the door.
This is why I'm ODD out the door. That's why I'm like, this is not a great decision if this is your one and only job. And there's an eighth person with green skin, and you're just like, they'll figure it out.
But Healy is also like,
And it goes
not
back
much.
to our quote from our anime episode, which is available on the Patreon, of us being like, I just work here.
That's kind of his vibe. He's like,
Yeah.
look,
I just work here. Like,
I'm
I
just
don't
going to
know.
count and
This is
tell
no one
them there's
prepared me
8.
for there ever to be an additional.
Yes.
But that's the
I have no
society
training.
that he's from. The society is so ordered and regimented. Like, they don't know how to deal with anything unexpected, and they just try to go on business as usual. So, like, and we'll see that more later in the book.
Yes.
But Helia also, like, before he leaves, she's like, by the way, I'm gonna die soon, but I don't want Mirka to be senior bride. And he's like, that's not how this works. Like, she's
like,
supposed to
"What?"
take over.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Absolutely not.
he's like, and
like,
I
"What
think
do
he
you
like
think
is
of
just like,
this?"
he's like, I don't know, I'm gonna go ask someone on the mainland and I'll get back to you or whatever. It's like,
It is a little
he's
bit
like,
like, I'll get back to you. I'll circle back.
yeah.
He's like, I can't decisions. I also
Me
just
at
love
work
this,
when I don't have an answer to someone, I'm like, I'll get back to you.
this sentence
We'll circle
Gregory
back.
uses.
We'll circle
when,
back.
Helia is like trying to lay down the law was Lucicles. She didn't speak till she had all her sentences lined up in a single file in her mouth.
I love how Helia speaks. She's so
God,
fierce.
like, can we just also pause a moment for Gregory's writing? Like, per use,
Oh,
you know?
please.
Just like moments of chills. Childhood, which seems endless to children, is the most finite span of moments in the history of a life. And you know what's so funny? I was at this little shop, the Museum of Nostalgia. It's in Astoria, Queens. It's like part toy store, part like tiny museum. And there was a 17-year-old who was just talking to me and my friend Maddie while we were in there. It was like, "Are you here for Pokemon cards?" I was like, "No."
No, I'm
But
not
it
here
was
for
so sweet. I was
Pokemon
like, "No,
cards.
we're just browsing." And
I'm here for odd stuff.
they were like, I was born in 2009 and I'm nostalgic for this. And I know, like, I got to relish in these days because I'll be old soon. I was like, just giving the facts of life.
Be old soon.
I was like, my age, yes.
Yes, welcome. Welcome
But
to
it was just
your
so,
30s.
I like felt that quote in a sweet little moment with this like 17-year-old kid who was
I
like
gotta relish these
nostalgic
moments.
for like a childhood they didn't live.
That's really,
was
yeah,
like, I'm
like
dead.
what? There was a
I'm
really
dead.
good quote later on. I think is it in this book or another book? I can't even remember now. But it was basically like, once one is beyond adolescence and they like lose their innocence, you can't get it back. Like, it's forever gone.
No,
I
it's
think
forever
somewhere-
gone.
Yeah,
You know,
somewhere
it's with the son, Leorix. I think it's with him.
lyrics. Yeah.
I also just pulled over to this on page 94 in my book, nostalgia for something that never had happened. As this line I just under like it's exactly what we were just talking about.
That's what we're saying. And that's what Raina's feeling too. She's like, I'm missing someone who I don't even know if I've met. Like, she's feeling all those
Oh my
feelings
God,
too.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so on his way back, Lucicles, there's like a storm of birds. There's a lot of like bird
Birds are here, baby.
imagery in this book as well. And this
Tiny
is where he
witches.
sees the tiny witches. This is where he sees on the horizon, like, things are not right at home. And he finds out that there's been like this whole, once the storm happened, everyone like left. There's only a few people remaining. It was maybe like 8 or 9 days ago. And this is when he goes home and he's like, I hope my family's okay. Are they dead in a rubble somewhere? He finds the note from Owena that's like, hey, we are going to my mother-in-law's place. See you there. And then he has
Mama
to
knew.
Mama knew. He has to decide if he's going like the more remote route that might be more dangerous
Yeah,
or
gotta
the
be careful.
more open. And then this is kind of where my section ends, where he's like, all right, let's go. Let's go find our family.
He's starting to link though the thing with like, oh God, is it the eighth bride?
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
why this is
maybe I
happening.
made a wrong decision.
And there were two things that stood out to me with, again, his return to Maracoor Crown. The first one was there's definitely like levels of privilege here, because I think one of the people he meets on the street is like, oh yeah, like most of the people like have family who live in the villages or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
But is that everyone? Is that like, does everyone just have like this family member who lives in the country or whatever? Like, who are the people that maybe didn't have that? Like, that feels like a very privileged thing of like, oh, well, we'll just go to this family that's
our
like
country house.
Yeah, exactly.
Pandemic vibes, right? Like,
Yeah,
we'll go to my
literally
house
people
in
fleeing the city and like, I'm gonna
Catskills.
go elsewhere. That was the first
We
thing, and
banged
then
our pots, Nate. We stayed and banged those pots. Okay.
You banged the
Astoria, baby.
But the second thing is the whole invasion brought me back to like reading the original 14 Rinka-Tink and Oz, because that's the key thing in that book. There is this invasion of people being held hostage and thing or whatever. And I thought like that was just, I do find it cool that like Maguire revisiting Oz is not actually really in Oz, which is very reminiscent of the later Baum books, because he like tries to get out of
Baum is like, there is lands
he's like,
beyond
you know what, there's actually
This
lands
isn't
around
the only
Oz.
world.
But I'll bring you back to Oz because it's all
I
we want.
appreciate it.
I will
Like,
bring
this is
one
cool.
character that you know, and then they are going to meet a bunch of other characters in
He's
different
like, I
countries.
need to write new stuff.
But I
okay?
think we do this though. We like look at the title, The Brides of Maracoor, which I was like, the Bridges of Maracoor, the Bridges of
Bridges
Madison,
of Madison County.
The bride, like, you know, it's like unusual. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this? It's like we do the thing
That's,
of
I
like
think, why I haven't read it.
disassociation. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, why is she
I
green
don't know what this
and
is.
we're not in Oz?
Yeah, I was like, I don't understand.
My
We
brain
are all
can't take this
ignorant.
Yeah.
Yes, we are all ignorant.
Okay, well,
Take
here we
us
go,
away,
Nate.
baby.
Take it away.
All right.
We're
Get on
starting
that
with
broom.
rain.
Yes. So the rain section. So, as we mentioned in the bullets, she realizes she has amnesia. She's like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember my past. I feel like maybe I'm responsible for the storm that brought me here, but I also don't see how I could be. She and Iskaneri banter a little bit, because she's like,
I love
she
them.
doesn't remember him, and she's like, I gotta get to know the goose or whatever. And they're like sussing out the situation, and she's just like, hey, who do we think who's here?
Yeah, like,
and she
so.
lets him talk, and she's just like, she's kind of like, ooh, you're funny, or you have such a good memory. And like, there's
very
this
He knows
like,
all their names.
I also don't know if it's just me, but like, did Iskaneri get like a personality transplant between the Wicked years and this one? Because I feel like he is like,
He's like
way
level,
sassier in
volume
these
turned
books.
up. Greg was like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's Canary, go off.
Go off, Iskaneri. Don't censor.
Yeah.
Also, like, I just thought of Rain feeling like Dorothy, like in this
Yes.
chunk. Like,
Oh, yeah.
she's
Like, where am
brought
I?
by a storm
Mhm.
to a
Yes.
What's
faraway
going
land.
on?
So
Where's
She's
many
like, what's her
parallels.
name? Murphy? Murky? Murka?
Murphy.
That'd be
Murka.
me.
Murka.
That's us right
Berserker?
now. That's us on this podcast.
That's how I felt reading it.
Virgil Visions.
Virgil
Virgil
Visions.
Vigilant virgins. Verified virgin.
Verified.
Verifiable. Go ahead, Nate.
And then Iskanari is basically like, okay, we're gonna need to chill here for a little bit because you need to recoup your strength. You've kind of been
not
through a
good.
lot, so we're okay for right now, but like we'll come up with a plan eventually. And Rain's like, yeah,
Yes.
okay, sounds good. And then this goes into the brides figuring out what they're gonna do. Helia tries to like pull her sway as senior bride of like, I think she should stay. And
Right.
Mirka is like, no, there's a lot of reasons why maybe she shouldn't stay because we really don't know about this. She's more cautious. Like, I don't think she's really trying to be like malicious in this
Kill
part.
her! No, I don't
Yeah,
think
like
so.
no,
either.
she's just sort of
It's like,
like,
we
hey,
are
like,
7.
this is unprecedented.
We are 7.
Unprecedented pandemic.
Yes.
Unprecedented.
Unprecedented times.
We are 7.
Except for them, it literally is so. And like
It's
they're
actually
going.
unprecedented.
Nate, this whole
Yeah.
thing that happens, I just wrote this in my notes and I totally forgot about it. She's trying to like get sweet little Cassie to like, you know,
Get on her
tilt the
side.
vote, essential.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
essentially. She has that bomb and she's like, your feet will feel better. And Cassie's like,
Oh, yeah, the bomb.
Oh, that's
Why
later
haven't-
on. That's
Is that
later
later
on.
on?
After that's later on when she after she gets the key.
She's
I
like,
thought that-
why haven't you
Yeah.
given this to me?
that was like a turning moment
Linda
for me
vibes.
with Helia.
Yeah. No, it's
What's
it's
up with these
the-
older biddies being like, your feet are going to hurt? And I'm not going to give you
No,
the
it's
solution.
No,
till the
Em, it's the
end.
thing. It's like I think we see this in a lot of communities. It's like the elders who did not get to experience any cut
Like,
corners.
this is mine.
yeah,
And
you
you,
don't get it.
have to go through it.
Well,
Yeah,
and she
sorry.
gets it from Lucidles. She gets it from the guy who comes, the overseer, and like she like, but this is the thing that's been going on.
Yeah,
like this
true.
has always been a perk that the senior bride gets.
Only for the senior bride.
Only for her, because it's like, because again, we know the
They'd
ritual
all want
is,
it.
like,
They'd run out of
Senior
it.
nothing.
citizen discount.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
It's
so
like the
that's
National
later
Park
on.
perk, you know?
Yes.
But that's later on because there's 2 votes that are attempted to be held. Well,
Sorry,
actually,
I got
3.
excited. I
Technically
forgot
3.
about it.
No, you're fine.
I totally forgot
It's hard
about
to
it.
keep track. Yeah.
It is, because it does go back and forth. Cassie does
Yeah.
not participate in the first vote because she's
Yes.
like, she's off with
No,
Rain,
too young.
and then there's like, she's
I'm
the
just a girl.
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I'm too young. And
just
that's
a
when
girl.
later that night, Helia's like, I think I could get Cassie to do something for me because she seems to be undecided, and I see that she really likes Rain, so I'm going to be like, I need you to go get the key. I'm going to die soon, and I don't want to tell Mirka where it is, but I trust
What a
you because
crazy
you're good, you're pure. And this
middle
is
of the
also
night.
like
I don't like it.
it's a Morrible Glinda vibe. It's this idea of like, I'm going to use your goodness for like
Against
my
you.
own
Yeah.
for my own purposes.
My own
The
benefit.
thumb sucking thing too that she does with her
Ew.
really
Oh,
it's
rubs
so-
me the wrong way.
Where she's
Yeah,
like, don't
where-
suck your thumb, but suck
Don't
mine.
suck your thumb,
Suck
but
my
you can suck
thumb.
mine.
That feels
really gave me heebs-jeebs.
like codependence.
Yeah, like,
creepy.
but I've got you. I'm your soother. I'm
yeah.
your bomb.
It's
you
almost
know?
like food.
Yes.
Like you can only eat when I give you food. When I tell you to eat, it's a form of control.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate it all. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, Helia's scary.
No, and that's
Meryl
like,
Streep.
she just like slowly, like, it's like the layers come out throughout the book. Like, you really see this like transformation of Helia. There's a lot of journeys in this book, and Helia's
Yes.
is very like frightening because I think it's she's so believing that she's in the right,
That she's
and that she
right.
knows what's right, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get it, which again I think calls back to just Wicked's overall themes of like goodness, wickedness, like, what are we
And
doing
it's
here?
most harmful when someone in that position uses like religion or spirituality as like,
Well,
well,
'cause-
this was our destiny.
Prison.
Because
You
let's
know,
put it
people
this
use
way.
religion for that.
Like, and maybe this is just me, like, obviously people are free to disagree. I don't necessarily see this world as like, okay, there's people who are like sneaky in the corner being like, oh, we're gonna do like these like terrible things knowing that they're terrible. I think they're doing that, but they're like, but it's for the ends justify the means. It's this idea of like, I'm doing this because this is what's going to get what
America
we need.
in this moment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's Helia. Helia is like, I'm doing this for the good of mankind. I'm doing this for safety because I really do believe that Mirka is like going to like ruin this with her dogma, basically.
Right.
But Cassie goes out to get the key on her own. It's in a buoy in the harbor.
That was
and
kind of a scary scene. I was like, it's dark.
Well, it's
with
dark and she's
water.
never gone out by herself before. She's only gone
Yeah.
with
I think she was excited to do
Skrilla.
it.
Oh yeah, no, because it's a secret, and like she's getting more secrets, and she's like, ooh,
And
like
when someone's
I'm-
like, hey, I have a secret for you, you're like,
Especially
I
when
feel
there's only
so
6 other people to be
special.
talking to.
Yeah, you're
girl.
like, oh, I really
I've never
want.
told anyone this before. I'm sad.
You're like,
I'm sad.
Sad. Can I say
Yes.
something mean? I'm sad.
can I tell you how I really feel?
Yes.
Please
spill the
do.
Don't hold back, Queen.
So she comes back with the key. She ties it around her thigh. Helia wakes her up the next morning being like, did you get the key? And Cassie's like, tell me a little bit more about this before I tell you whether or not I have it. She starts to
Cassie
realize
is
she has
gonna be
pull.
so
She's smart.
And that's when
so cool.
Helia pulls out the ointment and she's like, oh, this won't hurt your
Come,
feet.
baby.
And then
I'm sucking.
Cassie cuts her own feet for the first time because there's the ointment, which we're just gonna skirt over that. But then she does show Healy the key. She does say, like, yeah, no, I do have it.
Like, I do have it, yes.
So now that Helia knows she
Brides.
has the key, she sends out the other brides in Rain to go foraging. They go to the vessel, they unlock it, and this is when she sees the Fist of Mara for the first time. They describe it kind of as like there's a long handle with like kind of like a mushroom head. So like it literally just looks like a fist.
To me,
I'm
I
holding
see
up my
the,
fist as if the listeners can
Thor's
see it.
mallet.
Thor's, like, the glove
You
thing.
are not
Yeah.
worthy.
Yeah,
That's what I'm picturing.
very that. But she describes it as the treasure of Maracoor, and then they close it up, and then Cassie is like, okay, you're going to hold on to the key. Because Cassie's like, oh, do you want the key now? And Helia's like, no, don't give me the key.
Absolutely not. That's evidence.
But also don't tell anybody else that you have the key.
Yes.
Cassie and Rain hike around the island. Rain learns more about the traditions and the various lands around Maracoor. They talk about death.
Their conversations are always great.
Intense
They're very great.
conversations.
Well, Rain kind of reveals that, like, she thinks that, like, she's dying. Like, she's like, am I in the afterlife? And, like, Cassie's like,
like,
I don't know
well,
anything
you're
about
10.
death.
If I landed on this island with these ladies, I'd be like, this is it.
I'm just a baby.
It's gotta be
Why
it.
are you asking me this?
Rain is really going through it. Ugh.
Yes. Mirka directly confronts Rain and is like, you're the cause of the storm. It's in your name. It must be you. This is where Mirka starts now becoming very, like, openly hostile to Rain.
And that's what scares Cassie.
And that's what scares Cassie. And then
Cassie is
Helia
protective.
then
Disbands
catches
that
onto
flame.
this.
Yes.
And she goes in and she still again checks to make sure that she has the key. Like, during this section, like, Helia's constantly, do you have the key? Don't tell anyone about this key.
Yeah.
To the point where Cassie literally says, you've told me this about 4 dozen times. Like, I understand.
I get it, mother.
The key is on my thigh.
Yeah. We're good.
It's here.
We're good.
And then she says to Cassie, like, I really think that Mirka is going to get these herbs and put them in the vessel and make them poisonous, and she can, like, slide it into Rain's food and kill her. And Cassie's like, well, I don't want that to happen. So she, like, basically goes out and she collects the herb or whatever that Healy is talking about. They try to vote again.
Puppet.
Yeah, she's
This
such a
voting
puppet.
system does not work very well.
Well, and then they try voting again, and then Helia's like, fine, they vote to vote. That's the second vote.
I love it.
And everyone votes but Helia and Cleompte, because Cleompte is just a nervous wreck about everything. And
Love
I
her.
identify with her.
I love Cleompte.
I yeah, no, we are
That
all
would be
Cleompte.
me on
We
that
are
island.
all
Like,
her. I can't do it. Ah!
I'm
I
just gonna sweep.
yes.
But then Helia does say, okay, we can vote, but we're going to wait until this new rainstorm that's happening. They're like, we're going to wait till this passes because y'all are, like, kind of, like, freaking out, and I think we need to vote when we're calm. Which I think
that's
is just,
sensible.
again, it's her buying time, but yeah, it does sound very sensible.
The Zeratan moon.
Yes, the Zeratan moon. So my theory for the Zeratan moon is it's the same moon as the Jackal moon that we get in Son of a Witch, because he describes it as, like, being very fierce, and it's based on their god of the hunt. So I'm like, oh, it's the Jackal moon. Like, it's just, it's the same,
I like that.
same experience, but different
Yeah.
cultures, obviously.
love.
Cool.
And this is where Cassie starts to become disillusioned. She's like, why do we have to do this ritual every day? Like, what's the point of it? Helia sends her out for the plant, and then Cassie does come and she does collect the plant, and then she does put a spoonful in the vessel. We don't have Helia directly telling her to do that, but we do get the confirmation that Cassie is the one who puts herbs in the vessel.
Yes, I had chills.
Yes.
That
And
was a
then
good
they're looking at the moon together after that point. The next section is Leorix. Lucicles is en route to his mother-in-law's. He goes the forest route, which takes longer but is safer from the wolves and all the, like, the highway robbers, basically.
It's giving Beauty and the Beast wolves
Yes.
attack.
Giving crazy old Maurice.
He comes across a family. They give him a little bit more information about, like, what happened and kind of, like, the refugees that they've been seeing. This is the guy whose wife's name is literally Wife, which that reminded me of Kiamako with, like, literally you have Sarima and then her sisters who are just named 2 through 6 because, like,
Yeah, it's like
literally the
numbers.
parents couldn't be
Gregory was
bothered.
like, I can't, you guys.
But it's funny because he's
No,
like,
it's
yeah,
hilarious.
like, I had the best one because I married Wife, and her
It was
sister is
like,
Abbas, but Abbas
Abbas.
ended up getting married or something. And
the other
then
one got
the
divorced
last
and
one,
had like a pious
no.
name.
no, it's Maid. Maid ends up getting married, and then Abbas is the one who ends up having like 12 children out of
Yeah.
wedlock. And it's
Yes.
it's just a funny little. It's one
Like,
of
I
those.
got the pick of the litter.
It's the Maguire-isms or whatever.
Yeah,
That's like,
he's
do we
having a
need
good
this
time.
backstory? No.
But we do.
Did I get joy from
Will
it?
we
Yes,
see them
I did.
again? No.
No.
Never again.
But he gets more information from them. Basically, It's just that, like, yeah, a lot of people have come through here. No, we haven't seen your wife and kids. Comes to another village that's more hostile. They push him out. They're like, keep walking, pal. Like, we don't want anything to do with you. And then he starts seeing the mythological creatures. He sees the little witches. He sees just more of, like, these creatures that, like, he thought were, like, this doesn't happen. A tree tries to, like, grab him when he tries to pee on the tree or whatever. That's what's happening. And so he's realizing, okay, something is definitely amiss. Like, this is, like, things... Like, he's starting to put the pieces together, and he's like, this is all connected. The invasion, these creatures coming out. He comes upon his mother-in-law's farm. He sees his wife first and his daughters, and he does say Owena's name first, so at least he has that. Like, he's at least devoted to his wife. But he says Leorix, and he does not say his daughters' names. And
they, like,
he's
run
like,
towards him, and
well, and
like,
he's
run
questioning...
past them.
He's questioning it of, like, where is Leorix? But the daughters are interpreting it as, like, oh, you don't care about us. Which...
And it says they never forgot.
It's a little bit
kind
of
of
both.
valid. They never forget and they never forgive, basically. And I think that's
Petty
that's a
bitches.
turning point for them.
Yeah. For Star, when
over
she's
it.
in her therapy session with Nate later in life, when she hires him as her therapist,
She's like, one
So my
time-
dad, like, didn't run toward, like, when I was running towards him and he was calling.
And Nate is like, we need to accept what happened.
My favorite question to ask as a
give him that.
therapist. My favorite question to ask as a therapist is, when you fell and scraped your knee as a kid, who did you go to? And that tells me a lot.
Aww.
That tells me a lot.
So telling.
Also
Well,
leads to some very sad answers.
Sure.
Oh,
He confirms Leorix is in bed.
he's unwell.
He's unwell because of the wolf attack. Owena shares that, hey, he actually protected the family.
he's a
He
man
really
now.
stepped up or whatever. And this, she's pissed. She's just like, you
Our
weren't
son just had to
here.
do that. Yeah.
Our son had
I've
to
had
do
to
this.
do everything.
Yeah. Well, I have
What
my
are you good
duty.
for? We do everything
And-
else, and you couldn't even be here to protect us. We
And you were
literally
sleeping
run
with
the
someone
house.
else.
Yeah.
I think
Not
she
that she
knows.
She
I
probably
think
I think she
feels it.
suspects. I think she
Yeah.
suspects. And then he
Yeah.
cries himself to sleep because, like, she's absolutely, like, right and valid. All right, and that's Leorix. Now we're in the Fistamara. Now we're
Part
entering
two.
part 2.
With the scales balancing over the ship.
We've talked a lot about a lot of this already, because this is kind of like where it, like, really starts to pick up. But just kind of the refresher in the Fistamara chapter. Iskanari reveals that Rain did fly there, that she flew on the broom. This is when,
She has a failed flight lesson for herself.
yeah, she tries to fly again. She goes to the Mother of Olive Tree, and she tries to, like, she says this, like, little enchantment, like, trying to get the broom to work, but it doesn't work.
It's also still like wet. And he's like, I don't know
Yeah,
if
it,
it's
like,
gonna
needs
work.
to dry
making
out
me
a little
think
bit more.
Of when I was in acro class when I was like, I don't know, 8, and like everyone in my class was able to do like just going back into like the what is it called? Like the bridge
The
pose
back
thing.
bend. Yeah, the bridge.
The back bend, and I couldn't do it, and I was like getting so frustrated. And I remember I went home and I tried to like make it easier for myself. I was like building up cushions, and I kept hurting myself and falling and getting frustrated. I just wanted to be able to do it like everybody else, but I really thought of that moment. I was like,
Yes.
oh, I've been there.
Break my
And
back.
she's
Been
like, I
there.
don't remember how to do this. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
I don't remember how to fly.
Yeah.
Now this is when we learn that Mirka has died. She has died unexpectedly. They think it's Helia at first because her and Iskanari like kind of come up to the temple and they're like, she's not breathing, she's not opening her eyes. And
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
was a
"Oh, Helia
twist. I was like,
and it was like, nope, Mirka. Mirka is dead. Cassie is devastated, like much more so than the other
sad.
brides. Her experience of death is not at all what she thought it was going to be.
yeah.
Rain tries to comfort Cassie while the brides are preparing a funeral pyre because they're going to burn the body. The brides are kind of confused right now. There's a lot of uncertainty, but Helia's sort of like, well, look, the great Mara has sent us an 8th bride in anticipation of Mirka dying,
even
so
ask
now
her.
Rain can stay. We didn't even have
Didn't
to
even
ask her. And she
Didn't
just
ask
kind of,
her.
she goes along with the like, okay, we don't need to ask any more questions.
And Iskanari brings up later, he's like, because when she's like, maybe I want to stay, which we were talking about earlier, he was like, but staying means you're going to go up in smoke.
Yeah.
Like, that's your destination,
Right.
babe.
This will be how
This
you
is
leave.
not going to end well.
Like, you're up in smoke. And who knows how soon.
Well, and with the funeral pyre, Cassie is the one that Helia has throw the candle to light the flame. And she said, who better than the purest one among us?
Yes.
She knows what she's doing.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
like, that's when I was like, Helia, you're done. You're done.
Helia,
This
you're
is-
out.
You're out.
You're out.
Villain.
Honey.
You are no
Nanny
longer the
would
Shreganona
never.
of this book.
Nanny would never.
You are our villain.
You're our villain.
So they do that. She says to Cassie, if you had anything to do with Mirka's illness, I don't want to know about it.
She's like, what do you mean by
She
that?
says everything happened as it should. They start to become more celebratory as time passes, except for Cassie. Iskanari, again, is having the, like, Rain, this, I think we're in a cult. I think we need to leave.
He's out.
And
Yeah.
Rain's
Go.
like, maybe not. Maybe, like, maybe this is better than my old life was. And Iskanari's like, no, once you remember your old life, you're gonna want to, like, leave here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fly to the mainland by myself. I'm gonna hire a ship. It's gonna come back for you, and then we are going to leave, and we can figure out something just off of this island, because he really suspects that Mirka was murdered. He's like, she was perfectly fine one day, and then all of a sudden she drops dead.
He's
It makes
smart.
no
He's
sense.
putting it together.
Yeah. We go back to
only
Lucicles, who is on a picnic with his daughters. While on the picnic, he sees the Relexus key. That's like the consort of the Great Mara, who kind of like sounds like he's like kind of resembles kind of like a Grecian soldier kind of in appearance. He's
Yeah.
also naked. Specifically points that out.
Just a small detail.
It's a small detail. And he points basically in the direction of the capital, telling Lucicles, hey, you got to go back. Go do your duty. Lucicles is like, okay, that's fine. He goes back to the farm, realizes that Leorix is finally woken up. He's finally doing better and they can interact. He thinks that the dolls that are in the room are also talking to Leorix because he's saying these strange statements, like they want so much from me. And he's like, who's saying this? But like he's getting a weird feeling from the dolls. So he basically goes down, says, hey, I'm going to go back to the capital. Owena's like, no, you're not. You're going to stay here with your family. I'm tired of hearing about your job. And then Leorix comes down and he's like, no, Dad's going to go and I'm going to go with him. She's very upset about this, but ultimately they do let them go. They do send them off. They back to the island now. Kazi realizes that Iskanari has left. And this is where Rain and Helia talk to each other, and at first it's very cordial, it's very candid, and Helia's basically like, I really respect you, I think you could be a great senior bride. And she's like, no, like that's not my place here. Like it should be Tyr next, or it should be Bray because they're older. Like I'm not even as old as Cleompte. Like why would I be? And Helia's just sort of like, no, like you were sent here, and she kind of goes along with this, and that's when the Diani appears in the smoke and is basically like, it's this bad omen, which I think is the call out to Helia of like, I know what you did, or I know that what you've been doing, and that's the end of Fistamara.
Okay.
Wow.
Woo!
I loved this book. I'm very excited for the second one. Tara and Nate are going to carry on because, as we know, these episodes run long, baby. So I got to skedaddle. But they're going to be experts and take us through the end. So I will see you in the next one. Can't wait for the next book. Tara and Nate, take it away.
Right.
Well, here we are, Nate and I. Can't wait. Very excited. We are going to finish this book on up with Return of the Pious Enterprise, which is the name of the ship that Lucicles has been on. Okay, so we start this first section with this reunion between father and son, between Leorix and Lucicles traveling back to Maracoor abiding? Is that correct?
That's the whole mainland, and then Maracoor Crown is the capital city. That they're
That's
in.
like, yes. So they're headed towards there, but they live kind of on the outskirts from what I understand. So they're going back. He has been summoned, like Nate said, to see what the next steps are in everything that's going on, and he hasn't revealed anything yet from what we remember. Okay, the first thing that I noted is, so he goes by, he does bring Leorix, and there's like a little bit of kerfuffle about like, wait, why is your son here?
Yeah.
And he stays. It's like all fine, but there's a little bit of kerfuffle, and there's a lot of like, you didn't do your job energy coming at Lucicles. Like he's getting that from all these like men that he has to kind of move through, like these like soldiery men before he has this audience. So he's talking to the immediate supervisor. He meets him first when he gets to the House of Balances.
House of Balances, yeah.
Yes, and he talks to him first, and this is the man who's very like judgy of him. And I love that Lucycles has like a first moment where I'm like, okay, Lucycles does have something inside of him where he is serving back a little bit. Because I think it's Porrick says, well, at the same time, a pugnacious naval party has landed in Maracoor Crown for the first time in living memory. Under such circumstances, you choose to take a holiday with your family out in the country? And he says, and what did you do, Porrix, when the marauders arrived? How did you behave? And he says, no business of yours. It's like, you freaking ran too, boo. Like, there's a little bit of like,
It's the, it's like a place I used to work at, which was very like, there would be like a massive like weather emergency, snowstorm or whatever, and they would be like, oh, well, the in-person buildings need to stay open or whatever, but then like leadership would be working from home. And it's very like, very that. It's the like, you don't need to know how I dealt with this, but then would be very upset when people wouldn't be going
like,
into the building.
Doing it.
You're not doing it.
I see Lucycles in this moment. That was like one of my first like point for Lucycles. I was like, thank you. Serve back a little bit. That was great. The court was waiting. So it says here, Porks capitulated. So they start moving. And this is the meeting with the Vassal, the great Mara of Maracoor.
On his mother's side.
Yes. And I love that in human form for this generation, which tended to a little pudge. What a detail. I love it. I'm like, I understand that. I think I tend to a little pudge as well. I just think that detail is so funny.
Well, I think now, like, with the Rinka-Tink on my mind or whatever, I think I just picture the Basil, like literally looking like Rinka-Tink. Yeah.
Yes. And also, like, I think I picture the Cinderella King in the animation.
Yes.
Like, he's kind of a terror.
He's very bad.
Yeah, very bad. So this is, like, a huge deal that he's meeting with the leader. He feels very Wizard of Oz. Like, no one really gets to see him, right? And he's such a... I don't even want to say normal person. He's such a kind of disappointing person.
There's just nothing magnificent about him. It's just he's very dull, I think, to Lucycles. It's almost like you watch The Crown, Tara, right?
Yes, I watched The Crown.
It's kind of like when Jackie Kennedy visits Buckingham Palace and like she goes and she like talks about like how decrepit it looks and like how she expected it to be much more like grand or whatever. It just feels very ordinary, like something that we build up and then like you see it and it's like, oh, this is it? Like, okay.
Yes. And in this interchange, we just kind of have the Great Mara getting information and trying to make sense of it, and basically giving the order, the go bring the broomstick order. Like, you have to go back. You got to go get that girl. You got to go get the vessel, get the amulet. We need that. And we're also seeing, like, there's, like, little things in the relationship between father and son. Leorix, when he gets introduced, when he gets recognized by the Great Mara, the boy nodded with the terse self-control of a civil servant, 3 decades in the administration. So his dad is noticing his son is definitely growing up. He'll go far if he survives this madness, thought his father. And also there is like a fear the whole entire time that Leorix is not going to live. He feels that the whole time.
Yeah.
And he keeps thinking of like, how am I going to tell Oena? Like, that is a constant fear of his this whole time, which it almost happens.
Well, because I think it's twofold. I think, A, he'd be terrified to tell Oena, like, that anything happened to Leorix on his watch. But also, like, he repeatedly talks about him being the heir to his house, basically. Like, this is his only son.
His only son.
And I think they're past the point of having more children. So, like, this is it. Like, if anything happens to Leorix, like, his family line is gone.
Yeah. Yes. We do get a mention of the Oracle of Maracoor. It would take the very Oracle of Maracoor, no less, to tell us all what all this nonsense means.
I can't wait for you to read.
Book.
I can't wait for you to read Oracle of Maracoor.
That's the only kind of seed planted of like, what?
You're going to scream. You're going to scream.
Do we know? Oh, I can't. I don't. Mother Yackle? I'm just putting it out there.
It's not Mother Yackle. Oh my god, I wish.
I wish
Nope.
she returned.
You will scream.
I will scream.
You will scream. I don't know if it'll be a
Okay.
good scream or a bad scream, but you will scream.
But I love it. Like, they don't know a lot of, like, again, like, it's like a lot of people doing things without knowing the reasons why. Like, we're just kind of continuously seeing that.
We're on autopilot.
There's also been spot of winged simians making landfall, having come from some unknown island across the sea to the Far East. They claim to be looking for someone named Rain. It's so funny, like immediately when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, the monkeys are coming, not good. Then I was like, no, wait, in Wicked, the monkeys are great. Like,
They're
we want
good.
them.
We
Yes,
want them
very
here.
good. Yes, very good. Because you know how in so many adaptations, the winged monkeys are not good. Or they're like being manipulated to be not good.
Yes.
So that is something he brings up. So that's the first kind of mention that there are Ozians searching for rain and they've made landfall. And then I love that Leorix just has the boldness to ask, may I go? He wants to come on this expedition, and it's not something that Lucycles wants. The great Mara says, you must go. I've had quite enough of children. So that's it. He's off. That's literally a decision. And they're going to board back on the Pious Enterprise with the same captain, same crew. There's also all this like fear of like leaving him alone for too long because these sailormen haven't had enough time on back at like Maracoor, abiding back at the Crown to like satisfy their urges. And he's worried of what that means for his son, which is like, oh, again, accept it that like you have to be worried of a man being a predator rather than the man just stop being the predator. Even like he's kind of navigating that. They all kind of love all the sailors, all the people on the ship, they love Leorix. Because he's like saying about like what it looked like to even go to see the Great Mara. Like he has an experience they've never had. And I think later on they call him the mascot of the ship. So
because I think
he's fine.
He's a very bold, like, charismatic 13-year-old. He's almost like, I feel like it's like he's what Lucycles wants to be when he grows up. It's like the, like, his son has a lot of the traits that he does not have.
Yes. Yes. I think so. I think there is, that's a really interesting point, Nate. I think he's seeing like, oh man, like he's going to get opportunities that I only wish, you know, that kind of a thing. So then when we flash back or we go to the island, we have a whole Skrilla has a whole moment. She's suspicious. She's seen things. And Skrilla's spicy and she will speak her mind and I love her for it. And she's starting to blame everything on Rain, the Green Visitor, and she knows it was Cassie. She's starting to bring that up with the murder of Mirka, God, all the names. She's interfering with Helia's kind of rituals too. It's just like everything is getting really topsy-turvy, thrown up. When they like when Helia asks Skrilla, what did you see? She doesn't say anymore. She improved her standing enough not wanting to jeopardize it because she has this mystery right now. She knows something. And she said, power. Mystery being a more alluring perfume than clarity. I was like, oh my God, that's such a good line. I love it. And like Rain is really just going through it too. Like she's feeling like a thwarted affection. Like she's remembering that something she had a person. And who was it? She doesn't know. Like it's just like memories are starting to really come on up for her. So back on the Pious Enterprise, they had an underwater escort. What does that mean? I'm like, are mermaids?
Maybe?
Is it like mythology they're believing in? Because they keep saying they have like help. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Again, like the fears of Lucycles thinking that Leorix is going to die at sea come on up in this. It would end his marriage for sure, he says. But then this is a line that I found to be really interesting with that. But this was an unnecessary worry, for Lucycles himself would have already died of grief. Which is like, oh, he loves his son so much.
Yeah.
And then they see Maracoor Spot coming into view. And like, I do like that Lucycles takes charge. And he's like, I'm the only one going down. Like he just starts giving orders. My son will come with me. We're not going to scare them. Like they've never seen a gaggle of men. He knows that.
Which is like very like respectful of him and like very informed of him of like this could be very jarring if they've only literally seen me and my predecessors.
Yes. And the brides are just kind of finishing up their morning ritual.
Yeah.
We know that Rain is not participating in the foot scraping. She will not do that. I love it though. There's a moment just to clock. Help me up, Rain, says Helia. And then Rain says, you skipped a few toes. Like you didn't get it all. Like to her with like scraping her feet. Like there's just like little things being thrown back at Helia because I think the trust is being broken between Cassie and Rain and Helia, of course. Then this is when they spot the boat coming in and like Helia screams away and is trying to get everyone back towards the temple. Everyone kind of starts panicking. But what is happening? Cried Cleompte. Helia says change. As far as I know, it's called change. So they're all trying to figure out what to do, where to go. Cassie wants to stay behind. Like it's just like kind of mass chaos before we have Lucycles walking on up and saying like I'm under the order of the Basil himself. And like Helia's like putting her foot down. She's like, you've no call to be here. Like I didn't ask for you to come back. Like, all of that kind of stuff. And then they explain the death. Everything that has happened kind of comes regurgitating out of Helia. And she's trying to do the convincing, like we were talking about before, that like, we'll just keep Rain as the bride. It's fine. We don't need another one. Like all that's coming up. I do love this. Leorix is there at the dad's side, taking it all in. He doesn't speak. His eyes were wide. The boy had inched to stand closer to his father. These women were alarming to Leorix. They seemed competent but wild. Not the herd of docile sheep he had expected. Why did he expect docile sheep? Like, it's just, that's the question I have, because that's probably what he was fed.
That's probably the narrative. It's like, how do we conceptualize, like, even, like, nuns, like, living in a convent or something? Like, we're expecting these, like, women who, like, are, like, very, like, dutiful, very quiet, very, like, submissive or whatever. If you ever meet a nun in real life, you realize very quickly that, no, they are human. Like, there's nothing... Human. There's nothing otherworldly about them.
Right. But I guess we have this yearning to pin that to someone or something, right?
Yeah.
So there's also, like, the women, as, like, Helia and Lucycles are kind of, like, going at it. They're like, who's in authority? Who do we answer to? Like, it's kind of getting confused in all of this. No one moved, pinched in the stalemate of competing authorities. Very interesting. And then Skrilla is like, Cassie did it! Like, immediately. So this is when we have the accusations. And essentially what comes down to this is we have Rain trying to take the fall. Mm-hmm. Very Elphaba.
Yeah.
Very Elphaba. Just
without really thinking it through first.
No. She's not thinking about what this means for herself at all. But she also, like, has the wherewithal, though, to be like, this is a kid. Like, she's really trying to remind everyone, like, this is a little girl and you're just jumping to conclusions. And, like, the worst part of it all, this is a moment. This seems like panic and hysteria, began Rain, but Helia cut her off. What's that you have on a string around your waist then, Cassie? She calls it out. Asked Helia. I caught a glimpse of such when you were dressing. We aren't given to private jewelry in our Ministry of Fate. She knows very well what that is. Mm-hmm. Cassie's eyes bulged, and she made to lunge at Helia, but Rain, and after a little hesitation, Leorix, too, held her back. So Leorix is, like, physically touching Cassie already, too, which is just interesting. Cassie snarled at the boy.
Well, because she's just been betrayed. She's just been betrayed by the woman who essentially is, like, has been, like, this mother figure to her.
Told her but didn't tell her to murder. Yes, completely. And then, like, Skrilla's kind of taking the side, though, of her younger friend. Yeah. She's like, you hate it, Mirka. Like, it's not Cassie. Like, she's kind of saying the truth. Honestly, Skrilla's not saying a lie at all. And when
she's not saying a lie, but she's also not thinking before she speaks, because I think she's not also, because they have no concept of justice. No. They have no concept of crime.
And then, like, Cassie has to go through and show how the key works, and, like, her oils are on it, and then, like, Rain tries to put her fingerprints, oils on it, so, like, Cassie doesn't have to take the whole thing. But they see, like, obviously there's evidence that this was Cassie. Like, they go and open it, they see the little herbs there, they know it was from Cassie. And, like, when there's a moment, like, Lucycles tries to be like, Rain, like, tell me, like, what really happened. She tries to lie, and he kind of catches her in the lie. Like, she didn't take the key. he knows. Like it was definitely all Cassie being manipulated by Helia. But I don't know if Lucycles is making the connection that this was Helia as directly as it was Helia. She confesses kind of. She says, like, I needed Cassie to know how Mirka might misuse the power of the amulet for her own aims. Someone has to be on the lookout after I'm gone. Look, if the key is stained with human oil from only her fingers. But she keeps taking the blame off of herself. As all warrant, there will be evidence of her agency in the matter and
Mm-hmm.
none other. But she's a child. Leave her be. You can't possibly. That's what Helia does. She's like, she is a child, but like, it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this game
But
she's playing.
this is Helia resisting the reality, though. She's used to being, again, like she's the
Charge.
senior bride. She's used
Yeah,
to being
she's
in
in charge.
charge, and she wouldn't probably punish Cassie for it because she would say that
No.
she's a child. But she's not living. She's not recognizing the world that they live in, which is, guess what? No, like she's committed a crime. Now we have to take her in.
Real
And I think this is where
repercussions
Helia, her plan backfires. She didn't mean to sell out Cassie, but she did mean to not implicate herself, and now she's in too deep at this point.
Yes. Yes, completely. So basically, this chapter ends with Lucycles being like, I'm taking Cassie, I'm taking
Yeah.
Rain. And there's a moment, Helia turned a plum-colored face to Rain. I didn't bring you here, she said. Look at all the harm you've caused by choosing our island to be swept ashore upon. Where is the choice in any of that? Said Rain. Making choices only begins again today.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was brilliant.
That is
Brilliant
brilliant.
moment. And they do have like a moment where like they're going to threaten the soldiers to carry off, and there's like a little bit of a scuffle. Bray tries to jump in and be like the
Yeah.
fierce protector, but it doesn't like they all call that kind of energy off, and the girls just kind of walk down
Yeah.
themselves. Oh my gosh! So they leave, and again the assault fears come on up for Lucycles. He doesn't want the girls to get any kind of unwanted male gaze attention towards them. So he keeps an eye on them in
Yeah.
that way. And there's a whole conversation. There's like a lot of noticing of birds that comes back in this section. She has her broom. She did not leave her broom. She knew not to leave her broom. I think that's important to mention. And there's also like, I love when she says goodbye to Helia. They were like two chieftains saying goodbye silently as the water widened between the stern of the longboat and the horizon, the horizontal stones that stepped into the harbor. I love that. Like they're kind of on the same level, which you didn't feel until that very moment. But they get back pretty quickly to the mainland. There's such great interactions here. My favorite is when Leorix like gets to know them.
Yeah.
And he's telling them about the birds, the mainland goals. Like he's giving them an education, like something that definitely Cassie has been deprived.
Telling them about
Cassie-
mythology, the classic stories.
Cassie literally asks questions nonstop, and she kind of doesn't get answers from any of the other women because they don't really have them.
No.
So she's, of course, going to be like, she's going to have a huge crush on this creature. Doesn't matter what gender. He's engaging with her,
I know.
indulging her. Leorix, I think, feels like she's like a little sister. I think he sees Star
Yeah.
and the other one. What's his name? God bless Kurt. What's the other child's name?
Oh,
The other one.
Peona.
Fiona.
Poena. Owena.
Rowena. Yeah, I think he's feeling that come on up here. And they have like the whole like what does it feel like to have parents conversation here? Wow. And Lucycles is kind of relaying what's going to happen. Like there's probably going to be an investigation. He's being like the Debbie Downer. He's like,
Yeah.
you girls are going to be on trial. Like this is not going to be good when you get back. When Rain asks, what have I done? What are you talking about? Because there's no precedent for what you've done, is what he says.
Yeah.
And he says again, it isn't for me to second guess the thinking of the Vazil and his minions, but nothing is normal now. Haven't you noticed? And she says, nothing in my life has been normal since I woke up to this life, this apparent second life of Maracoor. What else do you mean besides that? And I love, she has a moment where she asks him, I ask you, since you're a father, to take care of her, meaning Cassie, as if she were your child. And he says, how impertinent, as if I would treat her with anything other than the correct equity. You offend me. And she says in a softer voice, you are tender towards your son. That's all I'm saying. You have the capacity of a man of mercy. That's her recognizing something in him that I think he has shut down, you know? And that's where we end this section. We go into the House of Balances. Oh my God. And this is like where all hell breaks loose in this section.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. We're in different outfits.
It's the same day. Don't worry. It's really not.
So yes,
Don't
this
ruin the
this
illusion.
conversation is stretching over a course of time,
Stretching.
just
Nate is the
because
best for hanging out with
we
us.
are maniacs for Maracoor,
We're
you know?
Maricorniacs.
Maracorniacs,
Miracorniacs.
kind of like brainiacs.
Or
Or what is it?
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
The
I
Animaniacs.
love it. What
Why
I
is
better
it so
know.
Animaniacs
close
is
to my
good.
face? I don't like this. Okay.
Em still hasn't figured that part out, so she's going to be zooming around over there. Enjoy. But here we are, and it's like later in the evening than we ever record, so cackling will happen. But we're back, okay? We're picking right back up. We're in our last section of the Brides of Maracoor, and we are in the House of Balances, and this is when everything kind of goes haywire.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first little section, we have a lot of Leoricles and Leorix. And Leorix is really starting to question his father in all of this, like where he stands. It's really great. And he's starting also to stand up for Cassie, his new bestie. He's feeling
Do we
protective
think
of
he
her.
likes Cassie? Because Cassie obviously likes him.
I
I don't
think
know, big
I think
brother?
it's like a brother sister
More of a
thing to
brotherly
him,
thing.
whereas Cassie is like she's got a little crush.
She's
I
like,
don't
oh
know.
my
Yeah.
gosh, my
Because
heart is beating
he's
fast.
13, she's 10. Like that feels like worlds away when you're that age.
Yeah. You're
Yeah,
like, I
and
could never.
there's some conflict going on with Leorix and God, saying their names
Lucicles.
together.
Lucidicles.
Lucifix,
Lucicles.
Crucifix.
Lucifer.
Lucicles, get the keys, set
Lucicles.
us free.
Thank you. Oh my God, such a good chant. Such a good song.
Lucidicles. Yeah.
Get the key. So
Get the key.
Lucicles, no. Yes. My
Yeah.
God, I
Lucidicles
think
is the
You're right.
dad.
guys, I wrote down Leoricles. That's my problem here. I just combined their
Get it
names.
together.
That's some very weird
Okay,
fan fiction,
that's how I
Tara.
was
Keep
like,
that to yourself.
I was like,
Leoricles.
wait, why does it say that? Okay, so
Strange.
Lucicles has a moment where he's stupefied with his son that I think is worth shouting out.
Mm.
This is when Leorix tells him, I want to be at the proceedings when they get back onto the mainland. He looked at
Yeah.
Leorix as if seeing him for the first time since leaving him more than 3 months ago on the annual survey of the colonial islands. The boy's physical state, lying shattered and silenced in a cot in Mia Safana's farmhouse, had absorbed every scrap of his father's attention. But as Leorix had regained his health, Lucicles had been so relieved that he'd failed to take stock of the other changes. And that just made me think of like, there's moments I have in life where I'm like, whoa, that person's changed. Or like you just
Yeah.
don't notice it until there's like a very strong moment. And I see Lucicles having that moment. And there's a line here that says, and once the innocence of childhood is lost, no adolescent has ever regained it. That's what you talked about,
That's the
Nate.
line
Mm,
that really, oh my
mm,
gosh.
So good.
it
And then
hits.
Can't go
there's
back.
like we kind of get where Lucicles stands and everything. And this is pretty much where he stays for the rest of the novel. Though the minor adjutant caught himself then, if he was sensing in himself a twinge of hope, hope for what? He wasn't able to voice a best case outcome for the brides. For Rain, for this sliver of a young girl thought a suspect in a possible murder case. He only wanted this entanglement of problems to be behind him so he could reunite with Oena and at last see his family safely together at home. Whatever was to happen to the amulet, to the brides, who knew? Beyond his obligation to satisfactory fulfillment of his assignment, he didn't care, and he wouldn't spend a pair of mismatched coins to find out.
Mm. He's
So
over it.
that's why it makes him so hard. It's like, who's going to be the voice for this young girl? Like, you're choosing not to.
Yeah.
She
She's like, I
needs
just want to
you.
be over this. I want to move on.
Well, because now
Yes.
he's in that uncomfortable stage that we're in when we have the realization of, oh no, this is messed up.
Yeah.
This isn't right,
Yeah.
and I don't feel ready to take the stand yet because he can't go back. Like just
He's
like
tired.
Leorix can't go back to being an innocent child. He's now like he's getting into that adolescence. Lucicles can't go back now. He can't go back to the ignorance he had before.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Good
stuck.
point, Nate. Good point.
Uh,
And here's something that is interesting. He has a conversation with Bor Apoxiadis. Is that how you say it? Apoxiadis?
I kept saying
Apoxiata sounds
bore
good.
epoxy 80s.
he's one of the like dignitaries in all of this. Like he's with the
Mm-hmm.
Vaziel. He's with all of that. He's trying to find. He's trying to like make a connection. This is like the whole coincidence conversation,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
is it like something that is connected? Do these things have things to do with each other?
Yeah.
He's asking, you think these are separate campaigns, meaning the arrival of the the
Mm-hmm.
Skeeds coming
The
on in,
Skeeds.
we're going to find more information out about them. We don't have them named quite yet. They're not named quite yet. But he's trying to ask if there's a relationship between the arrival of Rain. This is what he actually asks. You think these are separate campaigns, the murder of a Maracoor bride, the invasion of a fleet from hell. My opinion is sadly uninstructed, but yes, this is what Lucidly says. He says, I don't
Yeah.
think they're related. Yes, I think these events are unrelated. And then he kind of gets like
He's
shot down.
shady.
No wonder you're only a minor adjutant. It takes a capacity of vision to force contradictory stories together into complementarity. This is insane
Complementarity.
because I do think
Whoa.
like we're always trying to make narratives that make sense, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes things just don't make sense. Sometimes two things just happen to be true that are very odd,
At
but
the
they just
same
happen to be
time.
Correlation
true.
does
Yeah.
not equal causation, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That
Put
is
it on a shirt.
right. Wow. So, and like Lucidly's just kind of like, I'm out of my depth. I don't want to be in this conversation anymore. And he's starting to get the ick. He's getting the ick.
He really
Um,
is.
But also his son is given access to return again. Like Lucicles wants to, excuse me, Leorix wants to be there. Lucicles is like, I don't want him here anymore. But the son is like, no, Papa.
I'm doing this. You said that I can choose my own life. I can choose my own way, and I'm doing it.
And he's also like, I'm 13. Like he keeps being like, you're only 12. And he's like, I'm 13. I've already told you you were away for my birthday.
Oh, it's so
And
sad.
then there's this whole moment he shares about how he grew up when he had to fight the wolves. He has this beautiful speech that he delivers. He said, that was my spirit fight, Papa. That was my
Yeah.
gymnasium. My lyceum will be the rest of my life, I suppose. Do you want Leorix as your big brother? Yeah, right?
Oh
Like I
yeah.
think he's a hell yeah for
He's
a big
Oh
ready to
yeah.
brother.
go. He's ready to
Yeah.
fight.
Love it. So then we go back into the restlessness of the prison with our girlies who are in a female prison. Um,
Yeah.
we have a really sweet scene though. They're kind of starting to get on each other's nerves. But we have this really sweet scene where they're talking about friends because Cassie's like, Lyrics tells me everything. Like she's just like so happy to have this new friend. And he's like, but she does make a sweet point, and I actually feel this way with my husband. He had sisters growing up. I think men who have sisters, I like them.
They're good guys.
Did you have sisters, Nate?
I have one brother and multiple sisters, and my brother's the best.
I have two brothers and I have three stepsisters. So
See, I
Okay,
like you.
there we
you're in the
go.
ranks.
I like you.
We like you.
So,
If you don't have sisters,
but
apparently
even
we're
though, like,
over you.
Cassie says, like, she likes seeing how much he loves his sisters. She says
Yeah.
that. I think that's
Mhm.
adorable.
Well,
Um,
that's what she's grown up with. That's what she's known is women
yeah,
and girls
Mhm.
around her, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
true.
probably comforting to her.
And then there's the quote of quotes from Rain. Friendship may be fate, but it's more than that. It's also a gift. I think not just an accident, a coincidence, but something of a choice. Again, like coincidences, choices. You make a decision to lower your weaponry.
Yeah.
You decide to trust the enemy agent. Damn.
That was a good section.
That is a good section, is right. And also, there's like a little moment where Cassie feels like she can't get into Rain, and she like is like trying to break her down a little bit. And it says the privacy of Rain's life, whether through amnesia or selective silence, meant Cassie was excluded. Cassie was locked
Oh.
into this prison room with a false bride from whom she was locked out. So they're still not like, they're figuring each
Oh.
other out. And their relationship has definite friction,
There's
tension
friction.
already.
Yeah.
I think it just goes to
Yeah.
show that no case of amnesia can even break through the Throp family tradition of like I can keep my secrets and you're never gonna find them out. Like
Right.
she is Alphaba's granddaughter. Like
Lock
she's
and
Right.
like
key.
If
Right.
she
Throw
doesn't
away the
want you to
key.
get in, you're not getting
But
in.
also, like, Kazi Boo, we're not going to tell you our deepest things quite yet. You're 10.
We like just met you. You're
But I
A
10.
do love
child.
her.
And we're in jail,
Kasi's
and you may have
scrappy.
murdered this person.
A
I
child
started
felon, but a child.
I started reading Oracle, and I think the
Me too. I
first
started today.
the first introduction to Kasi is she's scrappy.
She's
I
very
was like, yes, she
scrappy.
is. She's
She's
very
given
scrappy.
that. Wait, I
And
have
then
a
we have it.
question.
Yeah.
Do you think Cassie did it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Where were you?
Okay.
I'm Skrilla right now. I saw it with my own eyes.
Are you sure?
Yeah. You always question everything. I love it. You're like,
I
I don't
know.
know.
I always
You're like,
question.
was it a dream?
I'm so Gregory.
MGM, she's always like, was it a dream? I'm like, yeah, it was a dream.
In
No,
MK's
I am
defense,
fully MGM is not a dream.
in MK's
You know
defense,
it.
I definitely the first time I read the book, I think I was like unsure
It
if
took me
she
a second.
actually did it. And then the second
thank
time
you.
when I'm listening to the audiobook, I was
You're
like,
like,
I think
oh.
it's still ambivalent. But then I went back to do my notes for the podcast and I was like, oh
And
no,
you're
she
like,
actually
no.
she definitely did it.
No,
Thank
I
you,
felt,
Nate, for the defense.
I felt right away, I was like, oh my God, is Helia? I think my first thought was like, Helia's going to pin this all on Cassie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
It's
Helia
clearly
did
Helia manipulating her.
Yeah, no, it's not Cassie's like
She wouldn't have done it
idea.
without her.
I think
Wow.
Helia's the one who like
I
again
still
put
am
it
on the
in her brain.
fence, but it's been confirmed.
I think
She's
it's
a
confirmed.
felon. I
Yeah.
haven't
She's a
like
felon.
reckoned with this yet.
And she has a moment too coming up where she like feels the death. Like she like didn't,
Mhm.
or did it already happen? This is where my brain might not be great. She has a
Yeah, maybe.
moment for Mirka. She
Yeah.
feels guilt for Mirka.
I think I feel sad. I feel sad that this happened.
I think that might have happened
I know.
earlier. It might have happened
I do
earlier
too.
because like right after, because I feel like that's when she's like in her like
you're
devastated,
right.
like she's
She's like, oh shit.
she's been through at that point. She's
Yeah, you can't take that
through.
back.
No.
So we have a sweet
Okay.
little, we have a quick little scene that I just went right on through. It's pretty awkward, like Lucycles and Leorix being reunited with the family. It's kind of like, it's not great.
Yeah. They're not in a
Yeah.
good spot.
No one's in a good spot. Like
This family
Lucycles
is a little
doesn't feel like,
disjointed.
yeah, his family's kind of still mad at him, and then Leorix is like on a mission mentally, so he's not like connecting either with his sisters.
Which is
So
sad
that-
because all Lucycles wants is like in his mind. He's like, I just want to be with my family and like be with them. And it's like, but
like
you're
we
not
said,
even
Michael Corleone.
in
yeah.
a good spot. Yeah.
No.
Well, it's
Okay, then we're
Lucycles
back.
learning that like you can't in trying to make everybody happy, he's actually making nobody happy. So he's just got to like something's got to change.
Correct. Then we have a cute little chapter that where the girls are still in the prison, but this chapter we see a monkey. And I first I was like, is this a winged monkey? I think it's just a monkey.
It's just a monkey.
Lording
Yeah.
Okay.
monkey. But it's like a little sign.
A
And they
sign.
think it's Cassie thinks it's Leorix coming to save them, which is really cute.
Cassie, you're so delusional, girl.
She's delusional, Delulu
You're
girl.
Delulu.
Okay, here we go. This is the fifth section. This is a huge confrontational scene between the Great Mara, the Basil, and Lucy.
Oh, this is so good. This was a
scene
really
is
good
insane.
part.
This scene is cinematic. This scene is what gets you a Golden Globe.
This
I
was
think.
this was President Snow cluing in
Yeah.
Katniss on everything.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, a good
That's the vibe I got.
comparison.
Yes. So there's like a big like feel of change and shift in this meeting between Lucycles and the Great Mara in human form. He like calls him a friend, right? Like he calls him a friend, and that's just like, trying to soften him up because he wants information out of him, right? He wants him to corroborate something. This whole scene makes me think about all these women right now in America, like Pam Bondi, Christiane Nome. Y'all, you're gonna be the first ones in jail. You're taking the fall for this man. And that's what it felt like the Great Mara is trying to get out of Lucycles, like someone he could kind of pin things to, corroborate things so he could take the fall, if things go south. Okay, well, this is where we find out the barrenness, the fist
the
of Mara makes
amulet.
people in like whatever circumference distance from
Yeah.
it makes it stops women from having the capacity to have kids. And and we find out like it's wiped out a whole population. Um, they couldn't continue to reproduce. And like this is all just kind of coming because like Lucidcles like finally asks like, what is the Fistamara? Like he didn't even know.
He doesn't know what he's
Um,
doing.
yeah. So each of those brides over the years subject it to the infinity of barrenness without knowing it. And he's finally having a realization like that information is withheld to them. They don't know that.
They aren't
Um,
aware.
I thought if you wouldn't tell anyone else, this is coming from the Great Mara, you might tell me if you thought that this rain creature was in league with the Skeeds. This would help us
Mm.
decide if she is to be executed as an enemy of the people or merely, oh, banished. So again, trying to correlate these two things. And Lucidly starts to get like ill during all of this. He's like physically not feeling good.
Hmm.
Lucidly was blind as stone, but he spoke as a longtime civil servant, Your Magnificence, to propose a correspondence between a stranger's arrival in Maracoor Spot and the assault by an enemy navy is to see meaning where none may obtain. The world is built on coincidence. He responds, So would it be merely coincidence if I were to choose your star as the next bride? I
Oh,
said, he
I was
basically just threatened
gagged. To
to take his daughter and put her on the little
be
island.
like, oh, okay, it's coincidence. Let's put that
That
to the
moment,
test.
and then that pretty much, confirms that Lucidles is going to do whatever he has to do to protect his family.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what matters.
That's so shady.
Yeah. Um, so here's just something I think we might need to know this for a future book. The legends have it that the amulet appeared in a trough of burning sand and scorched fields. This is all about the Fistamara, heaved up from some fiery furnace below the ground, or as if in anger the great Mara in the heavens had pitched it from the highest skies above us to wound our nation, or perhaps the snouted moon spit it at us.
Snouted.
In any case, to care for the amulet properly has been our burden ever since. Where it is now is a state secret. You're a good man, Lucicles. You have been central to this effort. Begging your pardon, he says, and he basically is like, I gotta go. I'm sick. I'm gonna vomit on you. So that's a
Literally.
big moment. That's like a
That is a big moment.
huge
Hmm.
shift. I literally wrote, not star,
That
not the
would be
child.
bad. That'd be bad.
Also,
Okay.
this is me being
Yes.
stupid, but he said fiery furnace, which just gives me Return to Oz, Gnome King. How would you like to visit my fiery furnace?
Yeah,
Pipe,
maybe
sp-
Gregory did it on
pipe, pipe, pipe.
purpose.
Smoke, smoke. I just love the
With his
Gnome King
little
on his
red
little.
shoes.
It's a little.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
my? Like, it's just
I
like
need
his pipeography is so good.
Gregory writing all these books. I need his take on the Gnome King. I
Give
truly
us a
do.
full
The Gnome
I
Queen.
novel.
truly do. The
The
Gnome
way he's
Queen.
doing Elfie
Yeah.
and Glinda, Gnome King.
Just throw in the Gnome
I
King
know
there.
we'd be like,
A
yes. The rest
prequel,
of
we'd
the
be like,
public.
uh-huh. This
We have
is what I'm
taken
into.
a left turn here.
But listen, I'm going to Maracoor. No one knew about this place. He could take us to the
We're
Gnome King.
there.
He
We're
could take us
there.
to Ev, okay?
Oh
Take
yeah.
us wherever you want.
So the next little section is the memory of the Grimoire coming back
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
to Rain. That's
Mm-hmm.
all. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
keep it trucking.
Keep it
Okay,
moving.
and then we also know like Rain is like the sick of Kasi is starting to heat up. But this is where we get the brides are there.
They're
Oh my God,
there.
they've come.
I picture them just so doe-eyed, like, what are we doing?
Oh,
Yeah.
What's
little
happening?
angels.
I love
Skrilla is
a
like living.
I love a trial at the end where it brings everyone together. It's very like
Yes.
Alice, like very like, okay, we're just gonna bring back all the characters
Very
into one
At
spot.
first,
Dorothy
I
and the
thought the
Wizard and
winged
Oz.
monkeys got
Dorothy
them
and the
there.
Yep.
I thought the winged monkeys got them there because I was like, how'd they
No,
get here?
there's a
But
boat.
Iskanari, boat.
Yeah.
The
No, the
boats.
monkeys are
Boat.
still unrelated.
Iskanari is a big part
Still
of how
unrelated.
stuff moves in this book.
But Iskanari is communicating with the monkeys.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're
Yes,
working
okay.
together.
So, okay, great. The brides are there. They're there to get Rain. Oh my gosh, to get Kasi, young Cosette. They're there to get her. Um, and we're in the court, and this is where we get so many quotes from Rain.
Hmm. I was just gonna say my favorite part in
Yeah.
this chapter is when the brides are like, we were walking and this guy with a stall, like store, gave us sandals. And like mine are really pretty. Mine are pink and I really like them.
So cute.
That whole interchange, I'm like, they have never been anywhere.
They got a gift though.
They got a gift.
There's a comment on the brides. Oh, okay, this is about Kasi, them seeing her. To the brides, she looked unnatural and alien, meaning Kasi, those glossy tresses on public view. The brides all hid their faces except Skrilla, who waved a low palm at Kasi
I know she's like, hey.
to say, "Look at us."
Al, we came to see your trial.
I was just gonna say that, Nate.
That just got me. Totally got me. Oh, I think I lied.
We came to see a trial.
It has a judge and everything. How cute.
Oh, how cute.
The
Best
quotes are
movie of all
coming up.
time.
So yeah, 7 and 8 are pretty much the courtroom scene. The proceedings ran about half of the afternoon, just so we know. Lucius gives his opinion, which we know what it's going to be. He says there's a vexing reality called coincidence. He does say that, like in the court again. He's really trying to. At least he keeps saying that,
Drive
which
that home.
I appreciate him. But here's where, oh my God, they were like again, Skrilla. They're like, who wants to represent the brides? And she's like,
Me.
and they all bat her hand down. It's so good. So, so good. Tyr is the one who represents the brides. But let's get into these Rain quotes, because Rain is like the only one to really come to bat for
There's a
Kasi.
moment, yeah.
She's clutching her hand, like they're holding hands together and all of this, linked as if by chains. I don't understand this justice system of this place. But can it be correct to level an accusation of murder against a child who isn't more than 10? If what I'm told is accurate, the child has spent her whole life imprisoned on that island. In cruel circumstances, in a kind of slavery, it's an unnatural existence. Twisted, depraved even. How can she have learned right from wrong as applied in a free society? How can those notions possibly have been taught her by her companions who've never known any more than she does about liberty or the responsibility of choice? They are each of them compromised. Choice has been denied them their whole lives. The brides collectively bristled. Also, like, can you imagine like hearing that about yourself?
Yeah, you're
If
like,
that's your
wait.
situation. And she
It's a
just
lot
says,
to think
it's
about.
unfair, it's cruel, I won't have it. And the boar Apoxiatus is like, rah. He's just like, annoyed through all of this. Um, so they take time to go away to come up with a verdict. And like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, poor Leorix is like, Dad, do something. It's literally like the Hook scene when they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Daddy, do something. And he like can't. Peter Banning and Hook
Oh,
can't.
Yeah, no.
Mommy could do it. She says that. Maggie, she's an
that is
icon.
rough.
So rough. And he literally says, I have no leverage in this room. I'm wielding what influence I have behind the scenes. This was untrue. Lucius would never forgive himself for having implied this. He had promised honesty and honor and betrayed both. Ugh, woof. Um,
In a bad spot.
but like Kasi did not get the training she needed for this moment. And that is what is being, I think that's like the biggest truth, right? Like
Hmm. What's
living in
interesting?
communities where new young always arrived to be tended was how mercy was taught. What bad luck of timing that Akasiana had not yet had a pet child of her own upon whom to practice love.
Oh.
What were you going to say, Nate?
I was just going to say what I found interesting and that stood out to me on this reread was the fact that we have a child on trial for murder and the fact that Wicked itself was born out of a news story about children murdering.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, we're
like
back.
it just feels like a very like again like roundabout moment. And again, it goes back to the question of like what is goodness, what is wickedness, what is like how do we like I guess hold
Reconcile.
people accountable? Like where do we
And children is
and
such a rough
children?
one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because these
Nate,
children,
such
like,
an
I think the
excellent
children in the
point.
story were 12. I think in the news story they were 12.
12 and I think 10. Like one of them was
Yeah.
They were
younger, I
young.
think. They were young. And
Yeah.
this is the story. We've talked about this in our Wicked. The most we've
Pre,
talked about it
yeah.
is in our pre-production for the
Yes.
Wicked books.
Yeah.
And we've mentioned it several times, but it is a news story that is unfathomable to digest. And it is mentioned many times in Gregory Maguire interviews of something that inspired his writing of Wicked was witnessing these two young children commit a really heinous murder against a
Hmm.
child.
Mm-hmm.
And That's, yeah, it's a fascinating point to bring back because it's like, yeah, how do you, when is the child
Mhm.
an adult? When are they a child? When is
Yeah.
there any, like, why are we, sometimes it's like, can we put the systems on trial that led
Yeah, what is the
the
system?
kid to be this?
This reminds
You know
me
what I
of
mean?
Gypsy Rose.
Yes.
She was basically abused by her mother and put through all
Mhm.
these horrible medical procedures because her mother had a mental illness. I don't know if there's a name for
Munchausen?
it.
Munchausen?
Munchausen's,
Munchausen
yeah.
syndrome,
Yes.
Or
where
Munchausen by proxy.
basically, hi by
Yeah.
pro,
Yes.
yeah. And eventually she murdered, well, she didn't murder her mom. Her like boyfriend at the
She was
time
She
Helia.
was
murdered.
she was an
She was
She
accomplice.
the
was Helia.
accomplice and
Yeah.
like instigator of it. And it's like, yeah, murder's not right, but she also was a kid being abused her whole life.
But I think this is
How do
where
we?
the justice system is not the moral system, it is the
Right.
justice system. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I wonder, and I'm not versed on the law, I'm just married to someone who is. But it's the I wonder,
Go
is
Bill.
it really is the question of, okay, was a law broken here? That's the
Yeah.
question.
And
Not
you
Right.
whether the
have
Was a
to
law
person was
keep
broken.
it.
justified, whether they
Yeah.
had good reason, whether like I guess like the only thing you have is like self-defense type thing. Like you could argue that, like
Right.
because
You
we
could argue
do have
But at the
two.
end
self-defense
of
and
the
like mental
day,
illness.
there
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
murder.
but even then, like mental illness, actually very difficult to pull off in court. It very is
Well,
a very rare
That happened
thing
to
people
me at
actually get away with.
nothing helps Cassie. Like
No,
she's sentenced to 25 years, I think.
yeah,
Like a lesser
25.
sentence, I guess, for a child, maybe. Um, and this is when we have the moment from Leoric saying, I volunteered to exchange places with
Oh my
Cassie and to
God.
trade my freedom for hers. Oh, the drama of it all, please. The poor
That was great. The comedic
Apoxiatus.
relief.
He's just like, no.
Not
No,
this. I'm just trying to
But
clock out.
he's just trying to
it's
clock out. But
4:55
Again.
on a
the thing that
Friday.
the thing that that stood out to me here, the boar Apoxiatus says, and you're too young for one thing to Leorix. How can I be too young? He asks.
What is
Stop
this
it, shouted
hypocrisy?
Lucicles, because he
Oh
wanted to
yeah, he doesn't
box his
want him
son's
to.
brains out, but the
Yeah,
boy ducked away. I'm 3 years older than her. She's old enough to be convicted of a crime like a grown-up, and you say I'm too young for my offer of substitution to count? How
makes
can
no
she
sense.
know that she was doing as an adult, but I can be said to be out of my depth? I mean, this is like
Ridiculous.
I think the most this thing I think is the most resonating thing in everything that like we're witnessing with the Epstein files from them calling 12-year-old women like
Underage women.
Right.
yeah, underage women.
It's like it
But then
applies in
like
one instance, but not the other.
JD Vance is like, oh, those 30-year-olds are just boys being
Yeah.
boys,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
saying racist things.
Exactly.
So that's that. And then the room descended into mayhem. That's next. And then this is when the monkeys are going to be spotted
Wait,
coming on
we
in.
have to highlight the moment where Leoric shows his
This is the
wound. Is that the moment?
wait,
Oh yeah.
wait, no. No, no, no.
That's a
The
good
moment
moment.
at the end of the trial, Cassie's weeping. I'm sorry, Mirka. I'm sorry.
That's
It is
it.
there.
Oh, that is a giveaway. See, I still was like, she's being gaslit.
That's a moment. And yeah, this is when Rain is like, the egg is cracking at last, and some good may come of it, even now, I hope, because she feels a good sense with the monkeys coming back in.
Hmm.
Sorry, go ahead, Nate. Got
And I was just
excited to see
saying, I
that.
think this was also at the end or whatever, where Leorix like shows off his like wolf wound or whatever. I think that's when he's talking about his age, and the guy
He's
literally
like,
just
ew.
goes, "Ew,
Ew.
gross,
I laughed out loud on the train. I was like, that's hilarious.
He's like, you peasant. Ew.
Ew.
gross."
Bye. I really like that
Also,
Put that away.
character.
there's a really great scene at the top of Oracle of Maracoor of the Vizil, like just being like, bye everyone. Because the city's like falling apart. That's where we're gonna start
Gonna
the
go to my
next
house
book.
in the Catskills.
It's kind of like I do like that I know, totally. It's like all the oh my God, the out of touch celebrities being like, "Ooh, we're in the pandemic together."
Kim Kardashian with her island, her private
It's
island
like a
And it's like
party.
prison in my mansion.
Ugh,
I can't,
I have to
guys.
go downstairs to get my own coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, this is it. This is the
This
moment.
is it. This is the one.
Cassie and Rain have freedom awaiting them. But where are we going? Asked Cassie, because the monkeys are going to help them get out. I don't know where you're going, answered Rain.
Like,
And
I'm
I
not
don't know
involved.
how long it will take to get to where I'm going. Oh my God, this on the audio made me go,
Mm.
sooner or later, one way or the other, I'm going to Oz. I
I
went,
loved that.
so exciting.
And she's like, what? What's Oz?
And then, like, this moment of Cassie just being like, I'm gonna jump off this building is brilliant. She's actually
Crazy.
like ready for death. Like she's ready to like join Merca in a way. Like she is
She's
ready for
been
the next
through
adventure. I think of the Hook line or like the Peter
Mm-hmm.
Pan line, to
to
die
To
die.
die.
would
Would
be a
be an
great
awfully
adventure.
great adventure.
That's kind of where she's
Robin
at.
Williams, we love you.
Helia is by herself on the island still doing their routines. The ladies are coming back, but they're nowhere near yet. So she's by herself. And her stick,
Mm-hmm.
like her cane is like washed away.
That was a
Yikes.
crazy moment. Because, like, is she gonna live if she can't walk
I don't know.
and be
Nanny's
stuck in
still
the
around.
water and, like,
She's gonna
go out
drag
to
herself up the
sea?
stairs.
Yeah. How's this
She
gonna
also
work?
sees something, right? It's like a little like, what's happening here? Oh, the Diani. I think she's like
The
having a moment.
Diani again,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, and then Leorix and Lucycles, my two favorite names to say.
Ah.
I love this moment. Leorix's eyes streamed with rage and frustration. This is them heading back to Piney Quarter to their homes. Maybe hatred. Lucycles hardly cared his son was still alive. That's where we're leaving them. Um,
Tiny quarter.
the flying monkeys do save Cassie from death. They
Yay!
catch her. And it's such a beautiful moment because Rain is like, it's not your time to die, girl. You gotta live. You don't even know what life is. Beautiful moment. Last line is about the brides. There was no home for the brides of Maracoor upon their homeland. The only home for an exile is exile.
Because they're just chilling by the water of the mainland. Because I don't even know, I don't think he confirms whether or not they go back to the island.
No, I don't think they do from
I
what
don't
I've
think
read
they
so
do.
far of the next book.
They're just
I don't
there.
remember. I
Well,
can't wait to
From what I've seen
re-listen.
so far, yeah.
so Oracle starts in chaos. Like the
Yeah.
Skeeves are
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
So
They're like breaking out of prison
yeah, they're able
or
to
like
break out of
leaving.
prison.
Yeah.
They're
Mhm.
able,
Trying
the
to
girls are
leave.
able to move because it's as if like you just did something, you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna get caught, but everyone else is like
Is
focused on
also
something
in
way bigger.
chaos. Yeah.
They're like, who are you?
Yeah, we
I
don't
don't know.
care.
Perfect cover.
Go escape. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, guys, we did
What a great
it.
ending. A great last line.
This book was phenomenal. I'm really like shook
So
that
well
I
done.
haven't picked it up until now. Our our Patreon friend Kate, who's a dear friend of ours that we hang out with all the time, is like
Librarian.
she's not a big Gregory fan, but I was like, Kate, please try this book. But she also knows I'm just like, Kate, peer pressure, Gregory,
I know.
try it. She's
But I
like,
told her
don't
too.
know.
I was like, I think you'd
Poor
like it.
Kate.
I know.
Sorry,
We're
Kate.
like, come on, read this book.
Read. Come to our
So-
cult.
So I would actually say, out of the three books, I did enjoy this reread. But when I first read all three books, I think Brides took me the longest to get through. I really
I
liked Oracle, and I
Heard
really
Oracle is great.
I
it's
started
really
the
good.
audiobook for Oracle, and I'm actually really liking it.
I already
It's
said
Very
it,
different to
but
listen.
I said this to Tara, but MK, like, when you get to you will scream.
He did in our
You
little
will
section without you.
Scream.
Wait, can I
You
make a
will
prediction?
Yes.
Okay, so this is where we'll leave.
Don't tell us if it's
Prediction.
true.
I think the Oracle is the Wizard of Oz. I think he's involved somehow here because we never see him again. In Gregory's Oz, he flies away on the balloon. We have no idea where he goes.
And the
I think
front
he's
on my audiobook
up
has
this
a
cover.
balloon.
It
Oh,
does?
It does. On the audiobook.
Oh yeah, the cover does have a balloon on it.
It has the
Oh,
balloon.
yeah, the new covers.
The new
So I was
covers.
like, that's gotta be something. So
I
maybe
think
you're
he's
right.
coming
It sounds
back.
like you
I
could
think
be correct.
He's messing up Maracoor. That's my prediction. Don't know anything. But we're so happy to be here. We are going to make sure we don't take 4,000 years to get through a book. We know these are like, we just love them so much.
3 separate
So
videos.
if you made it to here, we love you. Thank you
Wow.
for being in the book club
What?
with us. We want to hear your
How
thoughts.
did you do
too.
it?
Message us. Let us know how you liked this book. If it's your first read, revisiting it.
Kate, did
I
you
think
read?
it's great. Kate,
Calling her out on the pod.
it's your turn now. Kate and Nate.
And Nate,
Kate,
you are a star. You've logged
no
that.
one
You could
better to
like
start our season with.
log this as community service. Like you have
Can you get credits for this for
Yeah.
some degree?
continuing
As a
education.
Yeah.
No,
Hours?
it's too fun to count for community service. That just
You know what the name
that
of the
wouldn't be
season is,
right.
Nate?
What?
Too much.
Actually, wait. I don't
Too
even
much.
know. Is that the real name?
That's the name of the season.
Great. I'm finding
I
out
love
as
it.
well.
Season 7, too much to mention.
Too much to mention.
That's my favorite phrase of all.
Last season was Frank Analysis.
Too much. Dot dot. Too much.
Too much to mention. I
And
love
we're
it.
starting off
And that's where
strong
we're at. We're starting
on
off
that
There you go.
theme
very strong. But why are
This is
books
fun.
written? For these moments, right?
for these 4-hour conversations.
For us
No,
nerds.
but truly though.
This is all for us.
This is fruit, baby.
We
This
would have
is
been the
vitamin
kids
C.
For us.
We would have been the kids writing letters to L. Frank Baum that he would have been talking about in his little introductions about like.
Is
what
it the
happened to
wizard
this
who's the
person.
oracle? Right.
Guys, there's an ant on my computer. What? Hello?
Oh my god, he's
Wait.
trying to talk to you.
Hello? Did I kill you?
He said,
Okay, I'm
I
gonna go
am the
take care of him.
oracle.
Bye, everyone. There's an ant in my hand.
Bye.
What a way. Okay, bye.
Is it an ant or an ant?
Thank you so much for listening to Down the Yellow Brick Pod. We love linking arms and skipping with listeners like you.
A special thank you to our Patreon Pod Squad members who have become our Found Oz fam all across the globe. If you'd like to join, follow the link in show notes for more info.
Again, you can catch us on the socials and on Etsy serving up some merch, all linked in show notes below.
And lastly, if you are feeling the pod and looking for a free way to support us, consider leaving us an Apple rate and review. Each Apple review also equals an entry into our full-out, no marking, end of the season giveaway, fit for any level Oz fan.
As always, all previous reviews will also be considered in our entries. If you've been with us since 2020, oh, we see you.
Thank you, Ozians. We'll see you over the rainbow soon.
In a clock tick